Bitcoin, we start with the weekly chart. Just I want to give a quick update. And if you refer to my last analysis on the price was within this move, I mentioned any opportunity for buy within this one will be as a short term. That's why I give a second option. And I mentioned we are expecting this one turn to flat in relative to what we have here for the bigger flat for the next drop, and exactly what we get here. That's why I mentioned the next drop, we can expect the price to break the lowest price of this correction. And if the price could break the lowest price of this correction, we can expect the price drop to 14,600, following by 10,700. That's why I mentioned we are looking for this option, because in this case, we can expect this one. We can put this one as a complete flat, as a 1, 2, this one as a first correction, and the last three-way following by divergence before we look for the reversal and look for trade as a long-term video, expecting to see the breakout of the all-time high. All right, and as what we expected, we get. That's why I was keep telling any trade within this one will be a short-term trade as long as the price couldn't break this correction. All right. By the way, the price could break the lowest price of this correction, and from now we're looking for the reversal as a long term. It doesn't mean the price this short term can reverse. We are expecting the price to give us a bigger, the chart give us a bigger correction or consolidation before we look for the next reversal. That's mean at this point, any opportunity for buy, we will take it as a long term. And if we move to daily chart, similar explanation, because we discussed about this flat. All right, and as what we mentioned, we see the next drop. The only thing is when the price was within here, we mentioned any opportunity for buy will be short term and within this range. That's why I mentioned any trade for buy, we should know how to manage it. It is a short term trade. The price could break this top, but there was no continuation. We see the next drop, and if we refer to the indicators, we see if we put this stop in relative to the previous one of the indicators only show us a divergence. All right. By the way, the price broke the lowest price of this correction. And if you put this low in relative to the previous one, and if we refer to the indicators, we see losing the momentum. And as well here, even from here, we see we have a divergence in the bigger picture. We have a divergence as well. That's mean from now, we're looking for the trade as a long term, but we don't see any trade setup yet. And if I move to forward chart, all right, I don't think we can consider this one as a correction for next move. But if anyone wants to at this point, if anyone wants to look for buy within this range, they have to wait for the low. They have to wait to get the trade based on lower time frame, right? And even if you refer to my last analysis, when we discussed about this correction, we put our line here. We mentioned we don't want to see the breakout. And as we can see, the price sharply broke. That's why I mentioned if anyone wants to look for trade, we don't want to see the breakout of any of these lines. And if I move based on forward chart, also, we don't have any trade setup. And if we move to 1 hour chart, all right, if anyone wants to put the entry above here, let the price broke the lowest price of this one. Then from there, we want to see how deep it can go. Then we can put our entry above here. If anyone wants to put the entry above here, they need to be really careful, because simply the price can tag and drop. All right. In that case, the best thing is to put our entry above this. And what we want to price sharply tag breaking. Continue the price tag. We see there is no continuation. We shouldn't keep the trade. All right. It's not a really good trade setup, but if anyone they know how to manage it with the stop loss below this, they can look for trade. All right. By the way, the only things I want to highlight here that based on weekly chart, the price broke the lowest price of this correction. And from now, any trade for long term is a good opportunity, but we have to look for the trade setup because the price couldn't drop to this range. And in this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.